button, and then there will be an option called install add-on from file. Yes. Now you browse to that one particular file. Now you will find this file XPI in downloads. It will be named as Zot file. Zotero?
Download.
.xp.
In downloads you will find it. You have to restart it. Once you successfully install that Zot file in your Zotero, you have to restart your Zotero. So once again I will show you. Tools, and then add-ons, and then click on the settings button. There will be a drop-down menu. From that, click on install add-on from file. What did you download, ma'am? Click on install add-on. You will be directed to the file.
एक सेकंड पेन ड्राइव ऐसे ही डाल देता हूँ, वो डाउनलोड है वो। हाँ, डेट के ऊपर सॉर्ट कर दीजिए, ये हो जाएगा।
Second, you will find an option called Zot file preferences. Right? Did you see that? If you see that, it's successfully installed. Right? So now I'll just introduce you to the UI of restart. Only if you restart, the functions will work for you. If not, no. So there are three main columns or windows of Zotero. One is this, where you can organize your files which you add to Zotero, and this is the main window where you will have a parent file, the one which is symbol with document, that is called parent file. Okay? If you click on the parent file, I'll show you, just demo file, you will get all the metadata in the third window. So metadata is the information with the document. It contains substract, it contains title, it contains author's name, it contains the page numbers, it contains the publisher's details, access date, everything. So you don't have to do anything. It will gather all the metadata from the file. But sometimes this metadata will be missed from the file itself that we downloaded. So what we have to do is we will fill in the missing data here.
No.
In the third window. That I will show you how to do it. So these are, and in the third window we will have four options. One is called info, the basic info metadata of our document, and then notes, where we can notes by clicking add button. That will do. And then there is tags. We can give tags to quickly find the files and the related one. So what basically the related tab does is you can link all the materials or articles that are linked. When I downloaded an article called World Order, and if I download articles based on World Order, I can link them here, all at a single place. These are the basics of Zotero. Now, in the main tab, window,
first we need to add one PDF also. No?
We can add PDFs, we can add manually, I'll show you that. So now we have five options here on the top, in the middle. One is that plus icon. So here, if we click on this, you will have options: book section, document, journal article. Can you see it in your Zotero? Yes. And now if you go to more, there are other options as well.
More.
You have a number of options here, including video recording, which you can cite. So basically what we usually do is we just get our data from books, document or something, but at the same time we can cite an email as well, we can cite an interview as well. So we have all the options here. So this is, you will use this option when you manually enter the details. For example, now let's see, we'll add this document. Now I'll add this manually. See, I will add these details. Okay, this is an article that I found on PubMed. I will add these details manually. You can also add manually any articles details, any books details. It's up to you. You try adding. I'll show you how to add. Okay?
In that book section in that from that right?
Sure. See, I'm just copying this.
कौन
Title. Go to Zotero. Forget what I have here. It will be blank for you.
Yeah.
Click on this plus icon. Click on journal article. If you have book, you choose book. If you have journal article, choose journal article. I'm clicking on journal article. Now an empty tab will open.
book.
Completely empty. There will be nothing. So here, because we chose journal article, that item title is journal article.
Okay.
Okay? If it's a book, you can change it. So enter the title here. I'm entering the title.
Democracy.
And author's name, full name. There are multiple authors in my journal articles. So what I can do is copy everyone.
अच्छा डेमोक्रेसी उधर चला गया डेवलपमेंट नाम में लिखना है क्या
You can after entering, if you have multiple authors, you can add more authors. By clicking plus, you will have another option. This I have to enter another.
GSNY
I'm just showing. We can do it again once again. I'm just showing how to manually enter
इसमें लास्ट
details in Zotero. I'll just add 2 and I'll add date. Let's say it's 23. You can add all the details that are relevant. Yesterday I shared a file with you, Citations ka Chicago. So if you go into that, you can have MLA, you can have APF. So in those models, you will know what information that you need to cite an article. You don't need all these to cite. You need only specific information. For example, you don't need abstract to cite, right? You need issue number, you need volume number. So take only those information and input those information in these columns. Okay, this is one way of adding. Now, there is another way. If you have entered even a single information, for example, title, you will find a parent file with a files with the symbol of file there. Can you see?
ऑथर ये टाइटल क्या है
ये आता है ना जीनो जर्मनी में
information.
जीआई
नहीं टाइटल क्या है
अथॉरिटेरियन
NISM
हाँ अथॉरिटेरियन कॉमा फांसी हाँ CISM comma and हाँ and national population author है जीनो जर्मनी
फर्स्ट नेम क्या है
जीनो GINO जीनो
जर्मनी
हाँ GRMN जर्मनी MANI हाँ
वेबसाइट देना है पब्लिकेशन शिकागो जर्नल्स
हाँ
I'm just showing we can also
published
enter
by
manually.
Chicago Press, the University of Chicago Press.
Okay, we will leave the manual part. We will directly go to how to add automatically. See, there is a second option. If you click on it, it will open. Every article has an identifier. It can be DOI, it can be an ID, it can be anything. If you open PubMed or Lancet or anything, there will be IDs that are given to them. See, there is an ID, PM ID for this article in the beginning. Just copy it, go to Zotero and click on this option. There will be a drop down window. insert the ID, identifier, click enter, and a file is added here automatically. And if you see the file that added using an identifier, you can find all the information here. You don't have to enter manually. All the metadata is collected by Zotero itself. And it also downloaded PDF, if you can see.
Can you repeat that, sir?
So yes, click on the second button there. It's an identifier tool. Click on it. You enter a PMID or DOI, valid DOI, valid ISBN number, or valid ArcGIS
For
ID.
PDF, we need to do that find PDF available or something.
No,
That is not automatically downloading that.
Which one?
That I have added with DUI. The same article I have added with DUI. Got added like YN at all. But the PDF is not there.
Because that PDF is not in open source.
Okay.
सर ये शिकागो का जर्नल है, देखिए तो इसको. If we have a PDF.
If you have a PDF, I'll show that also.
Okay.
अच्छी PDF.
Sir, I'm not getting that file.
Jot file.
नहीं, बुक है.
Job file setup we have.
A file or a document to your Zotero software. One is manually. Second is using an identifier. Every article has digital object identifier or PMID or ISBN number. So you can add, I'll remove all this. So this is how our window looks right now. Now we know I told you how to add manually. It's up to you if you want to add manually, because sometimes we will not have a soft copy with us. We will have a printed book with us. How will you do it? How will you add that information? You will add it manually to Zotero. So that's why we have this option to manually enter details, right? If you have a book, a printed book or a Xerox copy, you take all the information, add manually, book's name, author's name, and then a date of publishing house, every information that you can enter it manually in this third window, right? And the second way of adding a file to Zotero is by using an identifier. Like I said, every book, every article that is available online has a DOI, has PMID, has ISBN, has other identifier objects. But you have to use those IDs that work. DOI is everything.
ISBN.
Don't insert link in it. Use the identifier. See, now what is an identifier? I'll show you. But in this article, I have a PMID, PMC ID. You can see here. These are the DOI. So every article, online article has that. Some social science journals will not have that. Some will have only DOI. They will not have PMID.
Many of them.
Many of them will not have. So, but while using that DOI, if they give a separate DOI like this, it will work. But they don't give us like that. They give us with a link. And sometimes they use different. The original DOI will be something else, but because of Sci-Hub, because of Legend, they are changing it in their sites. Okay? So when you download that article, you will get the original one. But when you go online, it won't show up, because if they don't give an original DOI, we cannot download an article using Sci-Hub. That is the reason that they don't give. But ISBNs, PMID, identifiers will be the same always. So there is a second option to add a file to Zotero is using this identifier.
Soft copy में.
Now this is the identifier. I'm using it.
Soft copy में book की इसका ISBN यहाँ से उठा.
The second option is for identifier. Click on it. Enter the identifier. Click enter.
तुरंत तो ले लेगा.
हाँ, ISBN डालिए.
Now a parent file is uploaded directly.
3030.
And if the file is open-ended, if it's in open source, then Zotero will download the PDF as well. See, if you there's a drop-down menu in the parent file. Or else do the same thing, download this article itself.
आ गया ना
See, go to PubMed,
वही
download this article.
डाउनलोड
Or else do one thing, open Zotero, click on the identifier button and use 33522478. 33522478.
जनरल
Click enter.
So it says that it couldn't find a record for a specified identifier.
जो इसमें ISSN नंबर क्यों मांग रहा है
दोनों मांग रहा है, SSN भी चलेगा, SSD
आई
भी
एक
चलेगा।
वो रजिस्टर अगर होगा तो
मैं तो ऐड कर लिया सर 4-5 मेरे जितने सारे हैं।
ये वाला ऐड फिल्टर करो।
अच्छा एक बात दिखाना सर।
एक जनरल कर लिया था
522
You have your PDFs ready anywhere in the store. So go to that particular file.
यहाँ से फाइल पे कर जाएंगे एक बार देखिए इसी फाइल में लाके कर जाएंगे
अभी तो अपनी फाइल में जाओ एक बार जहाँ पे PDF रखा है कोई से भी PDF।
इसको मिनिमाइज कर दो
हाँ ऐसे कर लो।
ठीक है तो
I will add a book. You can directly drag and drop it.
Okay, then it is totally good.
Anywhere you can directly drag and drop it. So what happens is it will not, sometimes it will not collect the entire metadata. There is an option called retrieve metadata from PDF. So if it's a pirated file, what happens is sometimes it doesn't gather all the metadata from file. Only if we download from original sources, we gather metadata. We try it, but still. See, if it's a pirated file, nothing will happen. You will not get. But if it's a downloaded article, let's download one article.
अच्छा एक इसका जैसे PDF लगाते तब मैं पूरा एलिमेंट डाल दिया इसमें अच्छा अब इसको
राइट क्लिक
हाँ
रिट्राइव मेटाडेटा फॉर PDF। ये आपका जो है ना वो कहीं से आपने डाउनलोड किया जो डाउनलोडेबल उसमें था नहीं।
अच्छा हाँ हाँ
तो इसीलिए नहीं दिखा रहा है। मेरा था तो मेरी सारी चीज़ें आ गई हैं।
वो मैंने किसी पायरेट साइट से वो डाउनलोड किया है ना
कोई ऐसा देखो जो ओपन सोर्स हो तो वो आ जाए।
अच्छा अरे नहीं मेरा जो वाली बुक है ना इसमें मैंने
हाँ डालो बुक डालो कोई।
आ ही नहीं रहा है ना अच्छा रुकिए और भी बहुत सारा
अनुदीप और एक बार दिखाओ
Directly?
गो टू जोटेरो
एक आर्टिकल में देखता हूँ ये कहाँ गया
Searching for
इसलिए ये बुक रहा ठीक है
उठाओ उसको
इसको ये करो
इसके साथ उठाओ आप करो तो आपको भी आदत होगी इसके साथ।
इसके साथ
और जो भी आर्टिकल है
ड्रैग
आपके
करो
पास,
नीचे ऐसे।
drag and drop
पहले
to
इसको प्रेस
Zotero
किया
application.
इन दैट
इस पर क्लिक करके ऐसे किया प्रेस अब इसको
Drag and drop it. If you are downloading genuinely
अच्छा है।
using your own databases, JSTOR, say Project Music, then it will
हाँ, हाँ,
retrieve all the metadata. If not, sometimes it doesn't do it.
अरे ये इसमें ओपन में आके है नहीं है
कुछ आ नहीं रहा
क्या कुछ ना
अलग भी नहीं है लोग एक और मैं देखता हूँ
गगन भाई फ़ोन मेरा इससे कनेक्टेड है मैसेज आ रहे हैं आपने रखा हो
देखो when you open your Chrome, there's a extension there. You should find that extension. Do you have that extension? If it's not visible to you, go to your extensions and then pin it to the toolbar.
The Zotero extension.
Zotero extension. Before that,
Excuse me, Microsoft Edge.
hmm?
Edge. I'm using.
एज में नहीं होगा।
Edge.
इंटरनेट एक्सप्लोरर
Internet Explorer.
नहीं माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एज
Edge में?
हाँ एज
नया नाम दैट
Chrome,
इज
Chrome we are using.
तो देखो इसमें चलिए तो
In Edge also there will be extensions bar. Edge also there will be extensions.
बट दैट एक्सटेंशन
But you have to download that extension. But we should see whether it's available for
Or not.
Zotero or not.
यस
So I think for the Edge it's not available.
Not available.
It's available. Download the extension as well from Edge. For Edge.
देखो ये है ना
ये है क्या
ऐड करंट टैब में है ना, ऐड करंट टैब में आ रहा था ना, हाँ करंट टैब में ऐड होगा। अब देखिए तो वहाँ पे हाँ अनरीड नहीं इसमें कहाँ है, EPW का नहीं है ना,
रिफ्रेश करके देखा कहीं ये रहा
नहीं ये तो कंपैरेटिव अभी जो ऐड किए कंपैरेटिव का
रिफ्रेश होगा जरूर कहीं अच्छा वो बताएगा
See, open your Zotero.
हाँ
Open your Zotero again. You have my library here. Okay? So under my library you can add collections. So click on the first option. Top, a folder option.
New collection.
Yeah, new collection option. You
New collections.
write your thesis.
नोटिफिकेशन कहाँ पे है
Right?
माय
Click
लाइब्रेरी
on.
है इसमें
इसमें
You have a new collection that is added.
No.
And in that you can
हाँ.
add sub collections as well.
इसके अंदर अब 2-3 अलग
New
फोल्डर
sub collection. I'll add chapter 1.
न्यू कलेक्शन
मान लीजिए लिख दीजिए
Under thesis there is chapter 1. Now in the same way, click on thesis, again add another sub collection.
Right click.
अब इस
Right click करो.
अच्छा
Right,
फाइल
सब
वहाँ से
collection.
लगे है हाँ
Right click करने के बाद add another sub collection. I will add it as chapter 2.
Even you can add literature review and all.
And your wish, anything. So
हाँ
now you
कंफ्यूजन
can
बाद में नहीं होगा
ये
समझ
बड़ा
गया।
ऑर्गेनाइज
select any collection. Click on any collection. ठीक है? Any collection, minimize it.
minimize
Minimize your Zotero.
okay
Now you have opened one Chrome or Edge का browser and then you open some file or an Amazon book or anything.
नहीं
Click on this file, extension of Zotero. You will see a drop down menu there,
यस
right? So it is saving to, I clicked on chapter 1. So it is directly saving to chapter 1. If you have clicked on some other collection, you will directly add to that particular file. So now, go to Zotero. Chapter 1, I have this article directly added.
यस डन
yeah can you repeat that
See,
Chrome
you,
Chrome में
Chrome में आपने कलेक्शंस किया, फोल्डर क्रिएट किया कलेक्शंस का, तो क्लिक ऑन दैट फोल्डर whichever folder you have created. हाँ क्रिएट करो पहले. My library ऊपर एक बटन होती है
हाँ
लेफ्ट साइड में, ये वाला.
हाँ
You got it?
किया
Click on it, you can add collection.
Now you can do a single title, then subtitles and
Got it? भाया हो गया ना? हाँ. Click on that collection. क्या किया आपने? कौन सा collection किया? नाम क्या है उसका? कोई तो नाम दे. उसमें क्लिक करो, क्योंकि जब आप कनेक्टर के साथ if you are adding a file, it will directly go to that collection.
Sir, can you please come once? Search for this article. Then this is
पिन कर लीजिए पिन अभी आएगा अब इधर आ डन अब यहाँ पूछ रहा है किस फोल्डर
लिटरेचर रिव्यू में डाल देंगे.
So after you imported right using connector.
यस
Read हो गया?
यस
बस. That is one option using connector. You can add Amazon books as well. I'm going to.
मैम का नहीं हुआ
Ma'am, click on कनेक्ट ये आया ना आपको?
ये नहीं आया।
मतलब ये मतलब जो भी है।
नहीं।
कोई एक आर्टिकल ओपन कीजिए ना।
ओपन एनी आर्टिकल ऑनलाइन।
हाँ ऑनलाइन।
हाँ।
ओके ठीक है।
हाँ।
तो ज़ोटेरो
आप एज में कर रहे थे।
जा।
करता है
हाँ।
लेकिन साइटेशन मशीन के साथ दिक्कत ये है कंटिन्यू साइटिंग नहीं।
कॉम्पिटिटिव मार्केट है ना, हर लोग निकाल लेते हैं अपना कुछ ना कुछ। पहले मैंडली था, ये जोटेरो आया बाद में, कल कोई और अच्छा आ जाएगा।
From Amazon also you can add to Zotero file.
ठीक है ठीक है। ये error। नहीं आया।
क्या?
आपको कुछ इशू आ रहा है सिस्टम में? नहीं है ये
Attempted to save
कुछ है।
एक बार ना इसको सारी चीज़ें डी और ई ड्राइव में रख के सी ड्राइव फॉर्मेट बनवा लेना। एक बार आप फॉर्मेट बनवाएंगे ना, ये
When
फिर
you
से
open a
नया-
book, you can save, follow the same procedure, click on the icon, it will save it to your collection. Same procedure for YouTube video as well. For a documentary on Netflix, anything, click on Zotero connector, it will save the information to your collection. You can change the details later on, but it will import all the data into your collection directly. ठीक है?
slow because I driven
We will not have, Zotero will not download PDF or snapshot here because it's not open source and we can't download. But I have the book here. I added 4 times.
ये जो हार्डकोर
See, now you can add the data. Whatever the missing data which we want, we can add.
कैसे बताया था?
सर अमेजोन से एक बार फिर से रिपीट कीजिए तो।
सेम ये प्रोसेस है। बुक सर्च करो यहाँ,
कर दिया, खुल रहा।
Amazon book. वहाँ पे आपका बुक का ऑप्शन आता है ऐसे। Extension. The Chrome extension of Zotero will keep on changing according to the file that you are accessing. If it's an Amazon, it will show as a book. Okay? If it's a journal article, it will be a file. If it's a PDF, it will show PDF icon. So it will keep on changing according to the file that you are accessing. ठीक है?
दिया भी है, कमाल है।
And we can add files using Google Scholar as well or any of the material aggregators. So let me open Google Scholar.
अच्छा ये रेफरेंस है।
कब एक्सेस किए वो भी आ गया।
You type anything in Google Scholar. I will type world author. Click on this. You will have a number of articles that are available. You can add them individually or click here. Now the Zotero icon will be changed into a folder.
so it is getting open.
Scholar open करनी है।
गूगल स्कॉलर।
हाँ।
सिस्टम नेट स्लो कर रहा है।
Net is
सारे
closed.
काम कर रहे हैं ना।
You use your mobile hotspot.
यस
Even I was using our mobile only, but
It comes with your folder. So click on that folder. It will gather all the articles that Google Scholar has thrown to us in page number 1.
कोई किसी को कीवर्ड डाली ना जाएगा।
Right?
Development.
Choose any of the article that you want to add. I am choosing what new world order for me, and I am clicking OK. It will add.
उसके बाद क्या बोले?
If it's an open source article, it will be downloaded. So you will find it here. What a new world order. And if the Zotero is downloading a PDF along with the file, then it will
Sir,
show
Google
a
Scholar
blue
वाला।
dot or a
गूगल स्कॉलर और एक बार रिपीट कीजिए तो गूगल स्कॉलर से अगर आया तो
कोई
I
कीवर्ड
have
डालो।
Google Scholar.
डाल दिए।
यहाँ पे जाओ उधर
Google Scholar में ये Zotero extension click
इसमें से
करने
जो
के
कौन सा
बाद
select
you will
करना
have
है,
multiple options because Google Scholar gives us a number of articles.
Okay,
So you
sir.
can choose which article we imported. ठीक है? Click those articles or you can select all and click OK. It will directly import all the files to your Zotero. Right? So these are the ways you can add files or information to Zotero.
सेव टू चैप्टर 1।
ठीक है? In the same way, in JSTOR, for example in JSTOR,
फोन खोलना
JSTOR or project views or Taylor references anywhere.
जेस्टर का एक्सेस शायद नहीं,
CSD के वाईफाई से होना चाहिए।
शायद अगर दिया वही।
JSTOR is like Google Scholar as well. So once you enter a keyword, you will get multiple articles. Same procedure. It will be turned into the icon will be turned into a folder. Click on that. You will have multiple options. Select one article or a book that you want. Click on OK, and it will be imported to your Zotero. Right? Same procedure for everything using Zotero connector. Anything, but just the icon will change. Okay? You can add anything. Or let's go to Google Scholar again. You might be thinking that I don't want anything, I just want the data. Nothing else. Now there is an option called Cite for every article on Google Scholar. Cite. I'm just showing how to add a file to Zotero bus, nothing else. Or now click on Cite. You will have all the citation styles. But you want this in your Zotero. So what you do is reference manager. Click on reference manager. So now every aggregators have options to import to Zotero or Mendeley or other citation softwares. So just reference manager, click on it.
ये स्कॉलर है, उसमें कोई और आर्टिकल है तो उसमें कोई
सेम एरर हियर आल्सो सर।
showing Zotero connector.
परमिशन इज नॉट देयर।
Permission नहीं।
लेकिन ये इतना दबा रहा है कि हाँ, और का जो है MLA PSC का वो सब का अपना
या दूसरा ट्राई कर।
स्कॉलर ने लिए रखा हुआ
स्कॉलर ने नहीं दिया। स्कॉलर्स को क्या होता है, ओपन सोर्स दे सकते हैं सब कुछ।
नहीं सेम
Copy of idea
गूगल
and
स्कॉलर
all
पे
ना।
आ रहा है वैसे।
इन अदर आर्टिकल सेम प्रॉब्लम।
अदर
हाँ
नहीं
हाँ
है।
हाँ।
नहीं कोई फ्री होगा सर, आपका कोई आर्टिकल फ्री है तो वो देखिए।
हाँ वो देखना पड़ेगा। So same over whenever it's open source, your ref management click करना, it will be directly imported to your Zotero.
खैर इतना से
Yes.
आप देखेगा
Or
तो आ
else-
जाएगा ना।
काम तो हो गया।
You can copy them and paste it directly in your Word file.
वर्ड फाइल।
Now we will go to our Zotero. Now you have this. I have these 3 articles in my Zotero under chapter 1. You can add multiple. You try do something. Add a few 5 to 6 files or articles in Zotero. You add it, right?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
any article. Open Amazon books. Open Google Scholar links. Everywhere add 5 to 6 or 10, 15. Up to you. Add some 5 to 6. Now open your Word file. Word, cut, copy, paste anything into Word.
So the same thing I'm going to copy.
Do anything. Or randomly you can generate text as well. Up to you. Open Word and you will find an option called Zotero.
क्या पेस्ट है?
कोई नहीं, यहाँ से वो जो
Word
रेफरेंसिंग है ना।
processor में Zotero बोल के ऑप्शन भी होता है।
हाँ यस सर।
है ना?
आ
There is
गया।
option,
हाँ Zotero का आ
Right?
गया। हाँ।
In toolbar. Upside. Yes. After view.
After we do it.
यस यस। इन न्यू वर्जन आफ्टर व्यू and PDF
You will have an option like this Zotero.
यस
Right?
Yes.
If you click on it, you will have some other options.
ऐड एंड
हाँ,
Edit
two side
हाँ
options now.
हाँ हाँ।
Okay? You will have this. All can see Zotero in Word, their own Word. Right? Sometimes it will not be added, so we have to add manually. So if you don't find Zotero, please let me know. We will do that. Right?
Please repeat that.
Just open your Word file. You will or an extension or a file will be automatically installed into your Word. So in that you will find Zotero on toolbar. Right? So now cut, copy, paste anything that you want. Anything. You cut, copy, paste anything.
कंटेंट
What you
कर
have
रहा है
done, sir? What you have done that coding?
तो ये कोड है, बताता हूँ. नहीं तो एक काम करो, मेरा एक कोड टाइप करो. Equal to RAND. This a paragraph and
Oh, where these paragraphs are coming?
6 is the sentences that I
वो
want.
कॉपी किए गए
Close it, enter करो. आपको randomly generate करता है वो.
अगेन
From
सर
any
इक्वल
sources,
टू
sir?
हम्म?
From any
नहीं नहीं,
sources?
बस ये मुझे टेक्स्ट चाहिए.
Yes,
Random
sir.
टेक्स्ट चाहिए, इसलिए मैंने.
अच्छा.
एक्सेल में बिहेव करता है ना रैंड डालने पे
इक्वल टू RAND
कुछ भी 4
क्या
5
करें?
6
Yes.
हाँ.
4 5 6
ब्रैकेट और parentheses डालो, ब्रैकेट डालो, 5, 6 कुछ भी डालो एंड क्लोज करो, एंटर करो.
Because this is
Done.
कर कॉपी पेस्ट एनीथिंग इनटू योर वर्ड.
यस
हो गया?
यस सर
Right?
हाँ
So now click anywhere and click on add or edit citation.
ओके
Right? A window will pop up like this. You
Yes.
can choose any for the first time, any citation style you want.
ओके
So there automatically there are so many preloaded citation styles here.
यस
We can add them more if you want. There are thousands of citation styles that are available. We can add them, but for your convenience, there are so many already preloaded style sheets. So you choose anything you want, anyone, right? I chose this, and when you choose Chicago, you will have footnotes and endnotes as options. But if you go to APA, you will not have that option because Zotero knows what to give. It should give an endnote or an in-text citation.
चेंज होता है
हाँ
It
Options are
change होता,
changing.
automatically change होता सब कुछ.
उसमें यही है
ठीक है? Now click OK. Right? Another pop-up will come like this now.
यस
हाँ
Right?
रेड पॉपअप विंडो
Zotero pop-up. huh?
टाइप पे टाइटल है और फिर टू सर्च फॉर रेफरेंस.
आ गया?
अब इसमें
I'll show again. Open your Word. After you write
डालो
something,
एक टाइटल कोई भी
click anywhere
author
you
का नाम
want.
डालो जो आपके उसमें
and
अभी
click that
involved
kind of
है.
paragraph.
जिसमें
And
मैंने
then
किया.
go to
हाँ,
Zotero.
हाँ,
किया उसका नाम डालो.
Right? Zotero में
खुद आ
add
जाएगा अभी वो
citation.
थोड़ा डालोगे तो.
क्लिक करने के बाद ये आ जाता है आपको एक.
आ गया ना?
ये ऐसा वाला आ जाता है. ठीक है? उसमें you added something right into your Zotero under your collection. So type anything about either title or an author's name there. I'm checking what did I do.
CHEN.
What did I do? Word order, right? See, I added what a new word order from Google Scholar. So these are other files, but as of now, it will show only those files that you have added under your collection. Because I have other files, it's showing other files as well. So you type keyword, any keyword that is related to that particular file. Click on that and click enter.
डन सर वो आ जा रहा है आराम से.
आपको आ रहा है ना?
हाँ,
आ गया
हाँ,
सर आ गया
हाँ.
डन
तो
सर
गुड सर, थैंक यू.
मेरा प्रॉब्लम है बस.
one word.
ये
कोई नहीं, हमें सिखा दिया जरा.
अरे इससे ही है.
मेरा काम नहीं कर रहा.
ये देख ये पूरा इसमें करके आ गया
आ
नीचे.
गया ना?
नोट
नहीं आ रहा है?
आ गया
क्या?
आ गया, आ गया.
It will take time according to the versions that you have and the laptops that you have. किसी को जल्दी हो जाता है, किसी को स्लो हो जाता है.
So what will happen after that? There's a one.
If you are using
मुझे
APA,
जानवर
it
साइड
will show as
अभी
one.
बहुत टाइम लगता
If you are using if you are using Chicago, it will show one. If you are using APA, it will be in parentheses. It will be done automatically.
गलतियाँ होती
आ गया सबको आ गया.
कॉमा ये जो छूटता है वो नहीं छूटेगा
इसमें नहीं आया.
फाइल है. कोर्ट नोटिस दिया.
गड़बड़ लग रहा है।
नाम से डालना
कोई आर्टिकल
मैम जो उसमें ऐड होगा ना वो आ जाएगा। This was quite totally quite interesting.
मैं I'm just
I added only one. Let me see if I can add more.
सर IBID is not working here.
IBID option.
IBID option.
If you do, see, it will change automatically. I'll show you.
No, that Amit et al is coming,
Sort.
but that needs to be like IBID dot and with year and all.
Year and page number.
वो सब हमें
Manually.
मैनुअल थोड़ा if which page you are using that you have to use manual. कॉमा पेज नंबर करना पड़ेगा.
ओके वो फिर उसमें साइटेशन जो
Citation
हमने
that-
ऐड किया है
वहाँ पे
जोटेरो
add
में
करते हैं ना.
वहाँ पे फिर
So-
जाके डालना पड़ेगा।
Footnotes, हाँ right. Footnotes कुछ नहीं है. If you are using Chicago, automatically it will be converted to footnote.
Footnote, yes sir.
If you are using APA, it will be automatically converted into an in-text citation using terminal. It's like that. आपको मैन्युअली कुछ नहीं करना पड़ेगा. मैन्युअली आपको पेज नंबर ऐड करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि उसको नहीं पता है आपने कौन सा पेज में पढ़ा है.
So from one citation style to another, how do you cannot?
We will change. I'm just waiting for others to do that. So now,
पर फास्ट काम।
पर समझ तो
now I added 3 citations
समझ
here.
आएगा सबसे पहले।
If you want a bibliography of this, of all the
Manually
footnotes or
add
citations that you
सबसे
added to your Word
हमारे
document,
तो-
just click on add or edit
Enter
bibliography
manually,
wherever you want.
title base, ISBN
You have to
base,
first
website
choose where
base,
you want it.
सबको
वहाँ
add
Click
add
at the
करके
end
ये लिख लिया जहाँ
and
site करना
edit,
वहाँ
add a
गए और
bibliography,
उसको
add or edit, click on that.
पॉपअप आया सेलेक्ट करो। अब क्या बताया सर ने, ये पॉपअप वाले में भूल गया सर।
Footnotes
और
आप
Chicago
Chicago इस्तेमाल
Chicago
करें तो
style
footnotes
select
आएगा.
करो।
आपके क्या करता है स्टाइल पे
नहीं किया तो जो आपने इस्तेमाल किया है उसमें आएगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल APA में इंडेक्स
नहीं आएगा.
साइटेशन होगा, चिकागो में फुटनोट्स होगा.
अभी
So
सर
according to
बताएंगे।
the style it will change.
Now you are going to tell now if we'll need to transition,
Yeah.
big transition from APA to Chicago and Chicago to APA.
Nothing happened when we came from the R&D bibliography.
Go to the end or somewhere, it will show all the bibliography. By click on it.
So we do transition.
रिकॉर्ड कर लिया।
It is showing.
See,
Yeah, it is showing.
my bibliography is added automatically at the end.
हमारा तो आ ही गया।
At the end of your Word file, click, just normally click, and then click on add or edit bibliography.
Okay,
Yes,
at the end
done.
of the file.
Yeah.
हाँ
कर्सर वहाँ पे ले जाके क्लिक कीजिए ना आ जाएगा।
कर्सर लेके जाओ एंड पे.
और देन क्लिक ऑन ऐड एंड एडिट बिbliography।
ये तो सही है, ये लास्ट में बिbliography करने का चक्कर ही नहीं है कि वहाँ से डालता हूँ, इसमें एक ही साथ होते रहता है दोनों ना।
हाँ हाँ
ये
यही तो अच्छी चीज़ होती है ना
कि एक ही साथ दोनों काम हो रहा है।
अब क्या है, वर्ड में पहले वर्ड में अगर आप नॉर्मल यूज़ करोगे बिना जोटेरो और मेंडले के तो उसमें भी रेफरेंसेस का ऑप्शन आता है, उसमें जाके आप डालते रहो हर बार तो वो ऐड होते रहेगा। दिस वर्ड दे आर डूइंग है कि आपने सिर्फ एक लिंक दिया है, उसके बेसिस पे उसने पूरे API को वहाँ से उठाया, API या शिकागो स्टाइल को उठाया और आपके लिए वो तैयार करके रखा है। जैसे ही आपने वो क्लिक किया वो सारी चीज़ें पेस्ट करता जाएगा और वो भी उसमें ऑर्डर में। जैसे हमें लगता है ना कभी हमने A लिख दिया ऊपर, B लिख दिया नीचे, C लिख दिया ऊपर, ऐसे तो वो ऑर्डर में कर देता है, तो ये टाइम सेव कर देता है।
इसलिए जो भी आर्टिकल लिखने से पहले जितना मटेरियल है
कर लीजिए।
वो सबसे पहले सेव कीजिए।
ओ हाँ, डॉक्यूमेंट प्रेफरेंसेस में ना मैं अगर वहाँ पे ये कर दूँ 17 सेलेक्ट किया था ना, ऑथर डेट शिकागो मैनुअल,
हाँ
फुटनोट आ रहा है। सारे यहाँ से गायब होकर वहाँ चले गए। आप भी करके देख लो मुझे एक बार APA में चेंज करके।
So हो गया ना?
सर कन्वर्टेड इनटू
Yeah. Now you have done everything. It is mine is in Chicago, yours is in different format. It's not coming.
मैं फिर से इसको चेंज करूँगा,
ठीक।
फिर से ये चला जाएगा। बड़ा बढ़िया काम है।
तबीयत खराब है।
अरे नहीं, वो टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस है ना, यहाँ एसी चल रहा है बाहर।
रूम में भी तो वैसी है
चलो
ह्यूमिडिटी।
तो आएगा।
अरे कल चला ही सर वाले रूम का भी चला रहा है, साजिद सर वाले रूम
क्या चल रहा है?
इनका चला है 16 नंबर, ठीक है। नॉक कर रहे हैं, खोल ही नहीं रहे, हमने फिर छोड़ दिया। मैं आपने ऑन कर दिया था 16 नंबर को, एसी ऑन करके 16 नंबर और नॉक किया था, आपने खोला नहीं, फिर हम जाके सो गए। सब नंबर लिखा हुआ है, नंबर लिखा हुआ है उसमें। जहाँ इनका रूम है ना, कीर्ति और उसका रविंद्र।
Everything is in Chicago for me, and for you it's in AP or anything.
Yes, sir.
Now just click on document preferences.
ओके। अरे वाह सर आ गया।
Right, I am using APA 7th,
चलिए APA में करते
and then click OK.
डन सर, थैंक यू।
हैं। डन सर।
Now yours is completely, it will be changed,
यस सर, कम्प्लीटली चेंज। ये देखिए इन टेक्स्ट आ गया।
and end में भी change होगा.
यस सर।
यस सर।
फुट नोट चला गया, अब वो इन टेक्स्ट आ गया।
मैं तो खेल लेता हूँ थोड़ी देर।
In the same way, you can convert it again into another file. Up multiple times you can convert it. You can convert back to your
अच्छा इसको इन फुट नोट।
ये नोट से
इसके लिए करूँ, मैंने कल लिखा है।
even your bibliography will be changed according to style sheet. See, for some it has double spacing. For some there is spacing between the bibliographies. Right? So you can change it multiple times. N number of times into N number of style sheets. The same file. You don't have to do it manually. Yes, there will be information missing because in footnoting we will use one style. Right? We will add more information. But when it comes to MLA, we will only use author's name and then page number. So that we have to be very careful. Its job is to convert one style sheet into another style sheet with one click. But you have to be careful whether the information that it gave is correct or not. But if there is extra information, remove it. If there is less information, add it. So and now this is one way of doing using Word file. This we are doing in Word file itself. But you don't want to add any citations. You just need bibliography directly. So what you can do is go to Zotero again and select all the files. For example, see, I'm selecting all the files here. Control A.
यस।
And number of files that you have. Select. Now right click. There's an option create bibliography from items. Right, click on it
उसमें कुछ ही फाइल है ना,
and then choose any of the style sheet that you want.
राइट क्लिक कीजिए।
Where it will be created, sir?
Right, I'm using Chicago manual full note. You can use anything. And then the option has to be copied to clipboard. It is easy for us. If you are advanced, you know things, then you can use any of the things. Save as HTML, save as RTF. But for me, it is copy to clipboard. Okay. And then it has to be bibliography. If you change it to American Psychological Association, again it might change. Okay. And then click OK.
हो गया।
So it is copied to your clipboard. Matlab, it is copied basically. Open your Word file anywhere, and then Control V.
It will create a bibliography alphabetically only.
It will create. See, mine is created alphabetically.
Yeah. Okay.
वो कॉपी टू क्लिपबोर्ड या कुछ अनटाइटल वीडियो।
I'll repeat this again.
ओके श्योर।
Select all the files
ठीक है,
that you have used. Click Control A,
कंट्रोल ए
right, and then right click.
यस सर।
क्लिक कीजिए।
कर दो।
After right clicking, create bibliography from items,
यस सर।
right, and then a window will pop up.
यस सर।
From that window, choose any of the style you want,
ओके।
right? But output method has to be copy to clipboard because you want to copy to a Word, right? Don't use save as HTML or save as RTF. Forget about that. It has to be copied to clipboard. Then click OK. I'm changing it to APA. Okay. Now it's copied. Now open Word, save. Go again. Control V. See, even the spacing has changed now. Earlier, the same files was converted into
पूरा आ गया.
Chicago. Next, the same files when I used APA, it is showing with double spacing. So it is a Zotero's job to convert according to the style sheet, according to the rules that are established by those style sheets. For Chicago, there will be no spacing. For APA, there will be spacing between the sentences as well, and it will add DOIs as well if they are available. It is your job to make sure that all the information is correct. Whatever information that you are feeding into Zotero, it will convert that information into that particular styles, references, citation or bibliography. Right? This is the basic functionality of Zotero. You can edit the same citations again. You can create bibliography. You can convert it. You can add information manually, and you can add a file. Now we'll go back again. We can add manually a book. We can add, drag and drop a file directly into Zotero. We can add using identifiers, right? We can use files to Zotero using extension of Chrome, that is connector, right? In the same way, we can add files to Zotero using Google Scholar as well.
Any commerce sites also.
Any commercial sites, any databases, same way. While adding, you be careful that all the information required by a style sheet are present in the window.
Anudeep, suppose while giving, go back to the previous slide. Yeah. There you are talking, have written refuses citizenship and belonging in South Asia. So while entering the information as an input, if I put citizenship as C is small c, so will it take automatically as capital C?
Let's see, we'll see.
Yeah, please see that one. Because some of the styles, they don't take capital or
Capital, yes, they are also small.
You got my point?
Yes, sir. Which article, sir?
Anything, like you take, suppose the Chaudhary and 2018A is there, no?
Yes.
Here you are saying that refugee citizenship and belonging in South Asia. So make that citizenship, that C in a small cap.
Okay.
What below signature? There are 4 Chaudhary.
This one, sir?
Make the C small.
Yes, sir.
Now you try. So it is taking, like, as per the style sheet.
Snapshot है कुछ तो किया
It's small. So it's our job
So they
to
have
make
to
sure.
keep the style sheet. What exactly the style sheet? So accordingly they have to put the input.
Yeah.
So that it will bring in a form.
Yes, while adding manually, it is your job. That's why keep your style sheet. See, for science journals, they will have so much information. That's why when I enter manually, there are so many items available here. You enter it manually here, right? If you are entering manually. But for us, so many items are not, it's not required. So it is your job to enter correctly every information. It is Zotero's job to arrange that particular into the style sheet we are using. It will use the commas, it will use full stops, it will use p dot, page number, everything it is his job. But it is your job to make sure the information is correct, right? When you are entering manually. But when you are importing from Google Scholar, the author itself has written everything. So that will be downloaded properly. But you check whether the information that is required by Chicago or APO is in this metadata. If it's missing, only then add it. If it's not missing, don't add it. And let there be other information as well. If we are converting into Chicago, it knows what to take, what not to take. But if the details are not available, then Zotero will not take it. So it is your job to input, give correct inputs. That's it. You can convert, because I imported these using connectors, right? So that's why my information will be correct. But if you are entering, enter manually. And
Can you please just tell all the ways in which we can add files? One is drag and drop,
yeah, one is drag and drop,
PMI ID,
identifier,
Yeah,
users
identifier.
identifier,
extension, then-
Connector, yes, connector.
Connector, and then manually. That's it.
manually. 4 ways to add: drag and drop, using an identifier, that means you can search using an inbuilt tool available in Zotero. Third one is connector. Fourth one क्या?
Manually.
Manually. ये हो गया एक. These are the basic functionalities that you require, right? Now there is another option. Why did I give you for example this one? Now reading this article, what we do, we highlight, right? So let us highlight. We basically do this to make notes. Now if you click on
Online we need to do that.
whatever we highlighted will come under this tab. Directly.
Online we need to do that, or offline we can also?
For you it will open in your default PDF viewer.
Offline.
Okay,
Right?
from
I'll show
Zotero
you.
itself we need to double click on the same
Yeah,
file.
if the PDF is available there, double click on it. See, if you have added PDFs to your Zotero file, you will use the PDFs to highlight, right? We highlight so many things, and we want to take those highlighted things as notes into our Word file. What we do, we cut, copy, paste. But sometimes we don't know which author or from where I cited it. So what Zot file that we downloaded does is, whenever we highlight things in our PDF file, which we imported into Zotero, and after we do that, after we highlight, you click on the parent file and click add note from annotations. Add note from annotations, or else sometimes for few it will be under manage attachments. I have only 2 here, but for others there will be a third option, extract annotations folder. Right? You can extract them. Under the parent file, a child file will be added, which is called annotations or extracted annotations according to the versions that we are using. So all this is that, and at the end of each highlighted, this is what I highlighted in my document. This is what I used, right? So at the end of each highlighted copy, I will have my citation as well, from where I got it, from which copy I highlighted.
So will you please repeat that?
Yeah. So you just
If a portion, like you have written an article, sir, that contains a portion in which my citation is there. Like in one paragraph, article
Yes,
for
yes,
the
I
article is
understood.
used. In that paragraph, my citation is there, like Sanjay
Yes.
2007. So if I highlight that,
So any article that you uploaded into Zotero will have a PDF, and if you have a PDF, you can read it. If you can read it, you can highlight it. All the highlight, you wanted to extract all the highlighted portions. What do you do? That is where there will be add note from annotations. I have that, right? And for others, in manage attachments, there will be 3 options. One will be extract annotations or something. तुझे आया? राजीव, तूने किया? आपको आया?
हाँ आ गया
आ गया ना?
सब
राइट क्लिक.
किया कुछ जी
नहीं मैं वो दूसरा मैनुअली साइड करने की कोशिश कर रहा था।
जैसे ये आपका है ना,
हाँ
दिस इज योर आर्टिकल आई गेस है, या ये है सपोज माना ये है,
हाँ
डबल क्लिक किया, ठीक, इसमें हम गए इधर,
अच्छा जो सिलेक्ट
एग्जाम्पल के लिए बता रहा हूँ, ठीक है,
इसको
ना
सिलेक्ट
किया और इसको मार्क कर दिया, ना किया मार्क कर दिया किसी भी कलर में,
ठीक है। हाँ हाँ
इसमें आ गए फिर से हम आगे, ठीक है, इस पे गए, राइट क्लिक,
एक्स्ट्रा
ऐड नोट फ्रॉम एनोटेशंस, इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली ऐड दैट पार्ट। हाँ, तो ये जब हम पढ़ते भी रहते हैं तो भी आसान हो जाएगा, पढ़ने के